It's time!
What is up, guys? Welcome to the Edge DFS. My name's Tyson Smith, joined by Ellie Hernandez. And guess what? We got another football game, another island game, Thursday night football, Prime Video. How did that work for you last week? It didn't look too good for me. And I just like switched TVs. Did it work for you?
Last week, no, it was fine for me. I was struggling with the Monday night games for whatever reason. They weren't broadcasting appropriately. That shit was annoying, man. Yeah.
Weird, yeah. Try getting 2 games onto the bar, let alone 1. That's where I was at. I was trying to watch both games. They couldn't figure it out. Anyways, all right, so Thursday night football, we got Steelers traveling to Cleveland. The Browns are home favorites. The line's between, I think it's some places I've seen it at -4. Some places I've seen it -4.5. But this game should not be a good game. It probably will not be a good game. Both of these offenses aren't great, so we might see another clunker here. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
I mean, this is beyond clunker. At least the Monday night games, they were blowouts and exciting, right? We got to watch Stephon Diggs tear it up, and Jalen Hurts looked immaculate. This could be just an absolute toilet bowl, man. Jacoby Brissett and Mitch Trubisky might be the headline of a lifetime, right? We could have a total of like 11 pass attempts in this game. But being said, I think this is an interesting game, right? I definitely think that there's a chance Pittsburgh can win this. Mike Tomlin's, he's a pretty damn good coach, man. I don't think he's ever had a losing season. So
Yeah.
Cleveland, if they can make Joe Flacco look like he's an MVP candidate, I definitely think Pittsburgh is disciplined enough to hang around.
Yeah, man. I really do think that Pittsburgh can win this game straight up. I really do. I'll call my shot here. I think it's going to be 28-24 Pittsburgh in this game. I'm maybe that's just wishful thinking because I want to see a good game. But, -203 and 4.5 point favorites. Cleveland, I think they're giving Cleveland too much credit here. I know that they have they have a pretty good team, but if you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a guy that can throw the ball down the field, you can't do much. Pittsburgh's offensive line is not very good. Najee Harris is not getting nearly the volume that we've seen from him in the past. Last year there was a point, during those winning streaks or that winning streak. I think what were they? Were they 10-0 last year or something weird like that? Was it the year before?
That was the year before.
Okay, I'm getting confused with Steelers. Anyways, the guy, when he would carry more than 20 times, the team would win. And they just really haven't been handing him the rock as much so far to start the year, and even into later last year. So, Ellie, what are your thoughts about this total? What do we got to keep in mind now, DFS wise, especially Showdown? There's going to be a lot of kickers. There's going to be a lot of defense involved, and there's going to be a lot of running backs that we want to play, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the field already knows that. I think DraftKings put out a stat earlier today that the unders have hit about 70% of the season so far. So I think we can kind of expect that trend to continue here. And what that means is we're going to get a lot of running backs. We're going to get a lot of defenses and kickers, and people are going to be fading the passing games. I think this is, again, one of those opportunities to build 4-2 stacks or get a little bit heavier exposure to Pittsburgh. I do think that they can win this game. So that's consistent to my thoughts there. I think that's how we can avoid the 3-3 or the 4-2 Browns onslaught.
Yeah. What was that stat that I saw in the Discord? Our buddy Adam posted that in the Discord. What did he say about these unders?
Yeah, so if the implied total is at 38.5 points, he said that the unders hit 7 times. They're 7-0 right now. So again, it's kind of crazy. It's still early in the season, but again, I don't think that these are two teams that are necessarily primed to break that record this week.
Yeah, I'm hoping it'll be a little bit higher scoring of a game. I do think that Mitch Trubisky is a slightly above average quarterback, and hopefully he can just complete 15 passes, and I think we'll be okay. All right, let's go to our injuries here. There's not a whole lot to talk about. Clowney is out, and there's really nothing else. Is anything else jumping out to you here? I mean, nothing fantasy wise, really. We need to talk about.
No, nothing big here.
All right, well, let's just get into this breakdown, man. Screw it. Break it down. All right, guys, throw us a like real quick, subscribe. Also, follow us over on TikTok. If you don't have time to watch the whole show, we're doing some shorter clips, kind of breaking down the slate in 1 minute at a time over a couple videos. So check that out. Obviously, we have some YouTube shorts that we're putting up as well. Throw us a like, throw us a follow. Let's get to 50 likes on this video. That's not too hard. Let's do it. All right, so quarterbacks, Mitch Trubisky, 8,600, Jacoby Brissett, 8,800. This is a low-priced quarterback room here. I don't know that I've seen two quarterbacks priced under 9K in a long time. So does that make you happy or sad? Are you enticed, or are you just like, nah, I'll just save it. I'll just get somebody else?
I don't know, man. I think they're interesting plays this week. I think both of them have the potential to snag a rushing touchdown. I think they're both in spots where the coach is saying, just don't make any dumb decisions. You can tuck and run if you're feeling pressured, right? And that's going to fare well when you're in the red zone and it's tougher to complete some of these passes. So I think both guys have rushing upside. If you think they can get involved in the run game, then they're going to be necessary. But other than that, like the implied total's just a little bit too low for me. I don't know that Jacoby Brissett's going to have one of those games where he puts up 200, 250 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Mitch Trubisky, I kind of like him a little bit, to be honest with you. I think he's again with Cleveland favored here. I think people are going to be fading the passing game of the Steelers. Like
Yeah, big time.
nobody thinks that this is a good team, right? So I think you can get some leverage stacking Trubisky and a receiver and a tight end, and then doing your best to run it back with the running game on the other side of the ball. So I'll be targeting a little bit of Mitch here, and probably not getting that much of Brissett.
Yeah, I love what you said there. I mean, if you put Freiermuth the captain with Mitch and Deontay and the flex, I mean, that nobody's going to do that in this particular game.
Yep.
I mean, look, Brissett's $200 more. I mean, look, I don't know. This doesn't excite me. I'm going to try to not do two quarterback lineups because of what you said, but I'm gonna a couple lineups where I'm doubling up. Now, the only reason why I have Kenny Pickett here is what are the chances that Mitch is benched at halftime and Pickett comes in and leads him to a win or something like that?
I don't know, man. I don't think Mike Tomlin's that kind of coach. You know what I mean? I think like that would only happen if he threw like 4 picks or pulled an
Yeah.
Nathan Peterman.
Yeah.
I think Mike Tomlin would just write him out.
All right, let's go to running backs. Let's start with who do you want to start with?
Let's start with Cleveland. That's pretty easy.
That's easy. All right, Nick Chubb, 12K, straight up 12K. He had 3 touchdowns last week. He's been tearing it up. Kareem Hunt, $7,600. I believe he scored a touchdown in each of the first 2 games. Is that correct? No, he didn't score last week, but he scored 2 times the week before. And you got Demetric Felton at 400. So, I mean, look, defense first position. It's saying 31st there. This is a crush spot for these guys, right? And we could definitely play both of these guys in the same lineup.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be all over the Cleveland Browns run game. I love Nick Chubb. I don't think we're going to be able to afford to get him a captain, but Nick Chubb could easily be the top scorer on the slate. And even if he has a floor performance, that floor performance could be required for the optimal. Again, I don't know if we're going to be able to pay for him a captain, but I'll be handcuffing him with Kareem Hunt all day. One thing to note is they are splitting snaps. They're about 53 and 52% each.
Yeah.
Now Hunt is getting more work in the passing game as opposed to Chubb. So when he's out there, we can expect a little bit more boost to his targets.
Yep.
But other than that, the handoffs are going to Chubb. I think Hunt could get a little bit of a boost though, just because it's a short week. Chubb gets a lot of work during the season.
Yeah.
Maybe you give a couple more carries to Kareem Hunt.
Yeah. I mean, Chubb 39 carries to Hunt's 24 carries this year. Now we do have to bring up Demetric Felton because he did get a little bit of work last week. I mean, look, this is 0.9 points. He's $400. Like you said, this is a short week. Do they want to involve a third running back here to keep some of these guys fresh? Who knows? But at $400, you just got to sprinkle him in because he's out on the field. He does get some run, and he does get into a reception every now and then. One of these random ones that he just breaks away and gets you a 30 or 40-yard gain, that might be enough in a low-scoring game. A $400 guy with like 7 fantasy points, that might win it for you. Let's switch over to the other side here. Let's go to Pittsburgh. This is an interesting situation. Obviously, Najee Harris look, he's a stud, but people weren't too high on him coming into this year because of the quarterback situation. That offensive line is not looking good. He's at 9,800. You got Jalen Warren at 3,200. Typically, in the last few seasons, we have not been excited to play backup running backs for the Steelers. Is there any interest here with Jalen Warren at 3,200?
Yeah, I think it's the same reason that I like one of the same reasons I like Kareem Hunt on the other side. Just short week. Najee Harris had a tremendous workload last year, and we know that Mike Tomlin's trying to limit his role a little bit here early on in the season. So I think that opens up some viability to the backup here, Jalen. What is his name? Jalen Warren.
Jalen Warren, yeah.
Jalen Warren. I'll remember it. They switch their backups. They rotate so many. Like they're
Yeah,
like
they
the
do.
Niners of the AFC.
Yeah, they do.
But look, I mean, it's a risky play, right? 3,200 is kind of pricey. To your point, I think you might be better off maybe just playing $400 Demetric Felton,
Yeah, you're
right?
better off.
So
You are. You really are.
you might need that absolute punt to build on this slate.
One thing I noticed when I crunched a handful of lineups with Chubb at captain was basically all those lineups did not have Najee Harris in the flex. So a lot of times you're going to see Chubb at captain and you won't see Najee Harris. I mean, there's a situation where you could fade the quarterbacks. You can go Chubb, Harris, and uh, and you could go multiple running backs. Anyways, that's just a thought there before we get into building. So we're done here, right? You want to move to wide receiver?
Let's do it.
All right. So Deontay Johnson's 9,200. He's been tearing it up to start the year. He's been reliable. He hasn't been dropping many balls. He's 83% of the snaps. He's got 22 targets and 13 receptions on the year. Chase Claypool is at 6,200. Hasn't really done great to start the year, but look, he's at 92% of the snaps. 12 targets, 8 receptions. So not terrible, and he's out on the field a lot. Now Claypool, this is a high upside guy. He's a high ceiling Mike Williams type guy. He's boom or bust. I like Claypool at captain a lot, and then mixing him into the flex. And then you got George Pickens at 4,800. So where do we go here, man? Do you want to have multiple wide receivers in the lineup? How are you treating these guys?
Yeah, for my game scripts where I think the Steelers are going to be able to pull out the victory here, I really want to have Mitch Trubisky stacked with Deontay Johnson and maybe even another one of these wide receivers here. I love Deontay Johnson. He's continuing to get the volume. He's continuing to get the catches. The only thing he needs now is a touchdown, and his fantasy points are go from 15, 20, 23, right?
Yeah,
So I think he's right there. He's prime for a breakout game, and at 9,200, man, I think he's in a great spot. But the other guy I like a lot is Claypool. I think you have to get a bunch of exposure to him at captain, just because he's priced so well. You can make some of those other moves you need to,
yeah,
and look at that. I mean, this isn't necessarily uh who was the Aaron Jones or whatever, where you have 45 fantasy points or two,
yeah,
but you're going from 4 to 15 or 20. That's what we might need tomorrow night. If he has 6 receptions, 80 yards, and a touchdown, he might be the optimal captain just because of his price. So
yeah,
those are two guys I really like a lot. I'm not really too high on Pickens yet. I don't know that he's really feeling his way into the offense. Remember, they're teaching Mitch the offense too, right? So
yeah,
he's still learning, and George Pickens, the rookie, is still learning. I think the target share is just going to be concentrated to his core guys there.
yeah. Agreed. Pickens 78% of the snaps, 6 targets, 2 receptions. So he's been on the field. He just hasn't really. He's just been running track basically. And look, there's only 3 wide receivers on this team. I mean, not really, but they utilize these 3 guys. There's not like I think the next. Who is the next guy on the list here?
Yeah,
It was
they
Gunner.
have Miles Boykin and then Gunnar Olszewski, but
He
they
he
get They get snaps, but no targets.
Yeah, but not a lot of snaps. You're talking 20%, 25% or something like that. I didn't even want to write it down because it was just so
Yeah.
small. Let's go to the other side here to Cleveland. Amari Cooper, 9,400. DPJ, Donovan Peoples-Jones, 5,400. David Bell, 1,400. Anthony Schwartz, 2,800. What do we do here, man? Amari Cooper, 82% of the snaps, 16 targets, 12 receptions, and a touchdown. He has been by far the favorite target so far on this team. So where do we go here, man? I don't think that Amari Cooper is going to be super popular for some reason. Probably just because we can't afford him.
Yeah, I mean, and he's on the Browns now. He's been banished, and his quarterback's Jacoby Brissett. But he quietly had a pretty solid week last week. I'm with
Yeah.
you. I like Amari Cooper. I'm gonna have some pretty decent exposure to him. I'll probably be above the field. He is the primary target. I mean, yeah, 10 targets, 9 receptions, 100 yards. I mean, you even got the bonus, 100-yard bonus on
Yep.
Draftkings sometimes is the difference.
Yeah, big
So
time.
yeah, man, I love Amari Cooper. I think you can play him at captain too. I think it's a really great way to pivot off of Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
But another guy I really like is DPJ, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Man, he's getting the work. He's on the field, and let's see what's his. Yeah, he's about 20% target share.
Yeah, didn't do
That
much last
means
week, but
yeah, I mean, it looks like they're just throwing to Cooper DPJ at this point. So I think these are the guys that I'll be targeting. I don't think I'm gonna have any exposure to the other two, but based on DPJ's price, man, I might have a little bit more of him than I initially thought I would.
I don't think this is right. This DPJ, these stats here. Last week, it says he only had one target. I thought he scored a touchdown last week. Am I wrong about that? I don't know. Anyways, I don't think that that's right. Anyways, so David Bell, 30% of the snaps, one target. You got Schwartz, 29%, two targets, one reception. These guys are at that price. Even 28 is too much. Are you interested in these other guys here?
Not really. I mean, I think punting and going back to what's his name, the running back from the Browns is fine. Even playing like Derek Watt, like he's gonna get a goal line
Yeah.
opportunity.
Oh yeah. I bet you he'll score a touchdown in this game just because we said his name.
Yeah.
All right, we're done with that. Let's go to tight ends. So David Njoku, big contract extension at the beginning of this year, I believe it was. 5,200. They're gonna want to get him involved. He's on the field a lot. Dude's on the field 91% of the time, but he's only gotten 6 targets and 4 receptions in the first 2 weeks. But look, Njoku is one of these big play guys. 2 touchdown game out of him. 2 touchdowns and 15 yards or something like that, and 2 receptions. That's a game that he can have.
What did he have week 1?
Well, let's find out.
Yeah, I thought he had a pretty solid week 1.
No,
Maybe not.
no, he hasn't
Damn.
done anything this year really. So like I said, he's got 6 targets, 4 receptions, I believe. So it's not great. Which he's priced at 5,200. He's not very expensive. Are you interested in stacking him in one of these pass catching stacks here?
Yeah, I don't mind a little bit of him, and he is a big play guy. I swear to God, I have an image of him running up the field in week 1, scoring a touchdown. Maybe
Maybe it was last year,
maybe it
week
got
one.
called back. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Last time he played for real. Yeah, I'm interested in him. I don't know. I think I'd rather play Donovan Peoples-Jones, DPJ. Yeah, it's about the same price. And
Yeah.
Harrison Bryant. No, here's the thing, right? Yeah, Harrison Bryant, he was on the injury report. I think he's fine. He was a full participant today, but if he's out, then Njoku gets a boost. I don't think he's going to be out though. But Bryant, he's only on the field about half the time. But he still has a larger target share than
Yeah.
Njoku. He's sitting
Yeah.
around what 14, 15%. So if he's
Yeah.
going to be on the field, it's to catch passes. So I think I am going to have a little bit of interest in him. And with the kickers expected to be popular, right? One of them's 4,200. Maybe you just spend up $400 and go to Harrison Bryant instead.
It is sad that he's at 4,600. This is a guy that's usually in under 1,000 range or under 2,000 range. So the fact that he's at 4,600 is a little sad because I don't think that that price really fits him. His upside is not very up. So he's maybe a 2 reception, 1 touchdown kind of guy. And at 4,600, I don't know that'll work out. All right, other side here. Pat Fryermuth has been the second favorite target for Trubisky. He's at 7K. We're talking about 85% of the snaps, 17 targets, 9 receptions, and a touchdown to start the year. Pretty good numbers here. And even in the preseason, I noticed him and Trubisky were sort of on the same page. I like Fryermuth as a captain option. I like him as a flex option in this game. What about you?
Yeah, man. He's number 2 on the total targets, right? It's Deontay Johnson, and then it's Pat
Yep,
Fryermuth.
it is.
I think this is eventually going to turn into a solid game for him. I mean, week 1, 10 targets, 5 receptions. Turn that into 7 receptions, right? You're almost looking at 100 yards, probably another touchdown. So,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, he's growing in the offense. It looks like Mitch is comfortable with him. And never underestimate a tight end or when Mitch or God damn it, never underestimate when a quarterback is comfortable with his tight end.
You
All right,
son
and
of
it's a
a
great safety
bitch.
valve.
Yeah, it is. It is. Fryermuth might be one of my favorite plays on the slate because he's going to be under 30% owned total. And he's probably going to be like the 6th, 7th highest owned captain. And this guy catching 5 balls and getting a touchdown, that might be enough at that price to be able to fit in all the other running backs we want to fit in. All right. Anything else here? Zach Gentry, not really. He's 30% of the snaps, 2 targets, nothing to write home about that. That's too expensive for me for a guy like that.
Too expensive.
Yeah.
I
All
think
right.
DraftKings is just done after what they saw from like the last couple of
Yeah.
nights. They're just like, we're not putting $200 guys on these slates anymore. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
you're right, man. It's true. Cade York, kickers and defense here. This is important to talk about with a 38.5 point total, and seven of those games have all gone under with that total. So Cade York at 4,200, Chris Boswell 4K. We got to talk about kickers as much as I don't want to.
Yeah, man. I think you just rotate him in as a last piece, get a little bit of exposure, stay even with the field. Make sure it sticks with your game script, right? If you're running 2 running backs from or maybe you're running all 3 running backs from Cleveland, you probably want to run their defense, and maybe you're going to use Chris Boswell, and
Yeah,
that's pretty much your lineup build. So I think you have some exposure. I'm not playing both in the same lineup, but that's not news.
yeah, yeah. Please don't do that. And watch the Millie Maker solo Millie Maker is gonna have
Bro,
2 kickers and 2
if this
defenses.
if this game is like 12-6, then the kicker is
Oh,
going to be in the optimal,
yeah,
like
I
it
know.
with optimal captain too.
I know. I know. So defense here, 3,800 for the Browns, 4,400 for the Steelers. There's going to be a lot of defenses played on this slate. They're going to be high owned, probably each 20% owned. What are your thoughts here, man? Do we worry about correlation? If we've got the Browns running backs, do we put the defense in? Or is it just more random for you?
No, I think it's going to be game script specific. I still think you can put like all the running backs from the Browns and run the Steelers defense. I think the raw point total should be fine, just because I mean, the production is going to be so concentrated on this. Just
Yeah.
make sure it fits your build. Make sure you're not sacrificing too much by forcing in one of these pieces.
And you could play defensive captain, sure. I mean, they have shipped the Millie Maker, but it doesn't happen often. The odds are against you if you're putting
Yeah.
defenses at captain. All right. Let's do our captain. Let's do our crown their ass.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
Ellie, you're going Hunt. I'm going Amari Cooper. Why Hunt? Price?
Yeah, man, he's priced nicely. I think he's going to get a little bit of a boost just in the short week, softened Chubb's load a little bit. And yeah, man, I just think he's in a good spot.
Amari Cooper, I like his price. I like his upside. He's clearly the favorite target for this team. So, him at being like the 6th or 7th highest on captain, I believe that's what the projections are coming in at. I can't ignore that. For a team that's 4.5 point favorites. I know that I think that the Steelers are going to win this game, but I really do think that Cooper is going to be the top scorer for this team, even though you got Hunt and Chubb. All right, let's go to our fade. I gotta add that sound effect for this. I'll get that next time. Ellie, you're not fading anybody. You're not interested in any bold takes tonight. For me, I'm just saying I don't want more any lineups with more than 2 wide receivers. And I think you had mentioned something like that to me before too, right? Maybe I just stole that from you.
No, you're absolutely right. I didn't really think of it as a fade, but no, that it from a lineup construction aspect, it just makes sense. Like I think you're just gonna have to play all the running backs.
All right, so let's get into our lineup build here. Hey, we're whizzing through this thing, man. That's awesome. Najee Harris. This is the optimal lineup, according to RG. Najee Harris, a captain. Browns defense. York, the kicker. Trubisky, Brissett, and Deontay Johnson. What are your thoughts on this lineup?
Yeah, man, I hate it. I don't think I would ever play that lineup.
All right, let's find a lineup you would play here. All right, who do you want to start with?
Let's start with Nick Chubb because he's projected to be the highest owned captain, and I'm not sure how you build like this.
Yeah, so let's do a lineup that we like with Nick Chubb. So
I agree.
right off the bat, we're doing something like this. We're putting Kareem Hunt in the flex. That means
We're gonna get crazy right off the bat.
That means
put in the third guy.
All right, screw it. Let's do it. So that means we probably are fading Brissett. Do you want to do like a Trubisky 2-stack here?
Let's throw in Trubisky, and I mean, I kind of want to see if we can get Najee Harris in here.
Dude, we can. We can.
Okay. And 5,600. What is that?
DPJ, Njoku, Pickens.
I mean, I'm fine with Pickens actually. I wasn't high on him, but
yeah, that fits the script here. That's not bad. I mean, if you wanted to get even more stupid, you could put DPJ in here randomly. But I don't think I want to do that. Is it okay? Let's do this. Let's get rid of Felton, and let's put Trubisky in. Let's pair him up with Deontay Johnson. Maybe we want to find one more receiver for him here.
Yeah.
Can't get Freiermuth even with a punt. So
Claypool's still too expensive.
Yeah, we got.
I guess Pickens.
I guess technically not. Technically, Claypool isn't too expensive. If we went down way bottom of the barrel here, Demetric Felton.
How much is? Do you even have Derek Watt in the player pool?
I don't see him. Wait, do I? Oh yeah, there he is. He's 1K though.
Oh god, man, that's not cool.
I don't hate this lineup. It's kind of stupid, but it's nice. It's pretty fun. Man. All right, so there's our Nick Chubb. We have a couple Nick Chubb lineups that are at least roster constructions that we like. Do you want to move on to somebody else here?
Yeah, let's do it. You want to build with Amari?
Yeah, let's try it out. He's the third highest cost player on the slate, so this could be interesting. Let's get a Brissett. Let's get Brissett in here, don't you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
We got to get one of the running backs, or maybe I don't think we can do two, but maybe.
What if we go Hunt and then try Najee Harris instead of Chubb?
Okay, Hunt, Najee, 9,700. This is nice. We can go down. You can get a kicker. You can get a kicker in here if you wanted. You can get a defense in here. And what do you think?
You know what? What about throwing in Njoku or DPJ?
Yes, I was thinking Njoku actually. And then you could do something crazy like this: Najee Harris and Steelers defense.
Yeah, I mean
that's interesting. I'm gonna save that. Or you can go. Go ahead.
Cooper has 2 touchdowns and everybody else just has yards and catches. Man, it's not terrible.
Yeah, exactly. You could go Boswell here too.
Yep.
That's not bad. I kind of like that. All right, you want to try somebody else here?
Yeah, it's on Kareem Hunt.
All right, let's try it. Let's optimize and see what happens. Browns defense: Freiermuth, Brissett, Deontay, and Najee Harris. That's not bad. I don't hate it. Let's build one of our own here. So with Hunt, we can definitely use Brissett here. That's a stackish, you know. So do you want to do Brissett? Do you want to go with Chubb?
Let's do Brissett and Cooper and fade Chubb in this one.
Okay. Mare. Okay, we're starting
And
off
then
strong here. Do you want to do a 4-2 or 3-3?
let's try for well, yeah, let's go with the 3-3, I guess. Let's throw in. Can we get Deontay Johnson in there? That's not going to leave us too much to work with, but let's
That's
see what
not
we can
bad.
do.
5,600. So you're kind of in that same zone. Kicker defense.
Throw in Chris
DPJ.
Boswell.
All right.
Let's see what we're at.
Boz, 7,200. That gets you Freiermuth, Claypool, DPJ, and Joku.
Yeah, that's not terrible.
Only thing that worries me here is, you know, you got Freiermuth and Deontay, but no Mitch. Not necessarily. It won't. These are the two highest targeted guys. Each one of these guys gets 7 receptions. You don't need Mitch. I'm gonna save this.
Yep.
What else? You want to try something different?
Yeah, let's come off Brissett and Cooper. Let's throw in Chubb and then do a Trubisky stack.
Okay. Chubb, Mitch,
Let's throw in
Deontay.
Yeah, and then let's go Deontay.
Can we do Freiermuth too?
Let's see.
Woo! I think we can potentially. We gotta go way low though. You got to go to Derek Watt.
I'm fine. Yeah, do it.
I actually
That's
don't
the
hate
lineup,
that, dude.
man.
I don't hate
Yeah,
that.
I'll play that.
This is a Millie Maker one right here. Kareem Hunt at captain,
Bro.
Nick Chubb, Mitch Trubisky, Deontay Johnson, Pat Freiermuth, and Derek Watt. There it is. Log it. It's a winner.
There was a Showdown Slate last year, man. He had it. He had it on the play action, man. He would have had the touchdown too.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Man.
There's always those guys on Showdown slates that you're just always. I'm like, oh yes, Derek Watt. He's gonna play today. I'm gonna play him.
All right. You wanna build one with Pat Freiermuth, captain, real quick?
Yeah, let's do it, dude. Freiermuth, Mitch.
And then let's do Mitch, and then put in both our running backs, Hunt and Chubb.
Okay, Chubb, Hunt. You want to do a 4-2 here, or you want to do a 3-3? We could do a 3-3 if Freiermuth is that captain.
Let's do a 3-3. Yeah, go ahead. Throw in.
I mean,
you want to go?
Hang on. Let me see what we got here. Let me see if we can fit Jacoby. 2,500. Does that do anything for us? Nah, it doesn't.
Not really.
No Brissett. All right. Well, what are you thinking here?
I mean, throw in Deontay Johnson and put in Felton.
2,100.
Oh, 2,000?
Yeah. So you could do while you're in the David Bell, Derek Watt. I'm gonna have 100% exposure to Derek Watt.
Jesus.
All right, man. So, what are your thoughts as we sort of end the show here? What do you think the final score is going to be? And is Derek Watt your favorite player on the slate?
I really thought we went through that fairly quickly. This is obviously an exciting game, and there's lots to talk about. But I think the final score is going to be 20-14. I think Pittsburgh wins this one, and Jacoby Brissett just comes up short, doesn't throw a game-winning touchdown.
I think the Steelers are going to win this. I think, what did I say, 28-24, something like that. Steelers will win. This will hit the over, and Mitch Trubisky will throw 3 touchdown passes. See ya.